It's Friday evening. It's the weekend. Tottenham Hotspur Football Club are back in action in the Premiership 72 hours after beating Brentford at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. This is PRTV Spurs. This is the preview show. Welcome to PRTV Spurs. Thank you for joining us. This is your weekend preview show. Everton versus Tottenham Hotspur at Goodison Park. 12:30 p.m. kickoff tomorrow, Saturday. Joining me, as always, in the absence of Mr. Sam Spurs for Life, who's sunning it away in Jamaica, is my second in command, Mr. Sean Hurl. Good evening, Sean. I know you're not feeling too well, but how are you?
Yeah, welcome from the emergency ward here in Paisley. Yeah, I felt better, I must admit. I feel like I've been 5 rounds with Usyk, who's obviously still is angry that he's just lost his fight against Fury. But sporting world goes on. First of all, before we get into tomorrow, congratulations to our captain.
Yes.
Sonny Boy scored the winner.
Yes.
To knock out Angie's Australia in the Asian Cup. He's into the semi-final, and good luck to him, because I think it will do him a power good to win that tournament.
100%, and what a free kick it was as well. Although after that, the latter part of the extra time, second half, he looked absolutely knackered. He was walking, and then he was on his put his hands on his knees, catching breath. Man was knackered, because that's the second game in a row now they've gone into extra time. So, do you know what? Fair play. They get Jordan in the semi-finals now of the Asia Cup. So, looks like it. I'm not saying 100%, but looks like Sonny will be in the final of the Asia Cup. So, come on, Captain Son. I'm sure the whole of Korea and Tottenham Hotspur Football Club will be willing and singing your name in the final. So, Sean, while we're here in the cold, because it's not as hot as it used to be, somebody in Jamaica is feeling hot, because he's sunning it away. Anyway, he's not here. He said he might join us, but 3 points. Some say deservedly, some say poor performance. Got the job done, got the 3 points. We move on in 4th position going into Everton's game. What is the mood like at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and in the training ground as we speak then, Sean?
Well, I mean, I get the impression that they're more than happy with the victory. They were pretty disappointed with the performance. I think Ange let them know at half time he was not happy. And it was good to come away with the points. I wish it had been a bit more comfortable, particularly near the end. But at this stage of the season, it's about the points. And as David has put in his comment there, he's got an incredible stat.
We will, I was going to bring that up, but let's bring it up then. As David, good evening. Hope you're well. From Leicester, here's a stat, everybody. Most points in the first 22 games as a coach in the Premier League. Klopp, 36 points. Arteta, 39 points. Pep, 43 points. Ange Postecoglou, 43 points. That's how well Postecoglou has done. considering we'd lost the best player, considering we was a one-man team, considering we were done, that Conte's done, Mourinho's done. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Look at this guy. We have Mr. Crockett and Tubbs from Miami Vice joining us, Mr. Sam, Spurs for Life. Sam, good evening. Good afternoon in Jamaica. Look at this guy.
It's all right. I'm living life at the moment. It's lovely. Can't say that it's not. Oh, yeah, it took me there. That's better. Yes, I changed my name, as you can see. Sam Spurs for Jamaica. No more Sam Spurs for life. All good.
All good. Listen.
Look, it's good to see your smiling face, Sam.
Cheers.
Look at that. Just in case people are joining us, yes,
Yes.
he's not on a shoot. He's not in America or Miami. He's not doing Miami Vice 2 or 3 or whatever. Sam is loving life. Look at him flexing his muscles and the whole world. Look at this guy.
The guns are out. It's Montego Bay.
Love
tell you what,
it.
Today's a hot one. It's been a bit
Is it?
cloudy last couple of days. Not to say it's been cold, but yeah, today's a hot one. So the glasses are on. Couldn't get on the stream, so sorry. Apologies for being late. But yeah,
that's all right. David, yes, he's taken a Sky Dish with him so he can watch the game tomorrow. Love it. Before we move on, then, thoughts on Wednesday night, Brentford and the victory.
So to be honest, the victory was obviously well needed. I saw parts of the game. Obviously, going down 1-0. There's been a lot of controversy. Now, I haven't seen all the Mopé stuff, and I've heard about it. Darius told me about it. But the fact that we won the game, the only thing I would say about that is we gave away 2 goals to them. You know, good comeback to 3-1. Some of the goals, the 2 goals that I'd seen, particularly the second one, obviously, if you lost them. But, you know, you've got to balance all that up with the risk and reward that we do play. If we can cut them basic, I say fundamental things, you know, they're gifts. And any team's going to score from that. And Ivan Toney being Ivan Toney's going to score. But yeah, all good to see Spurs win.
Good man. Right, just as we was going to head into the preview show slide, David pointed out this stat, Sam. So, the most points in the first 22 games as a coach in the Prem. Klopp, 36 points. Arteta, 39 points. Pep, 43 points. And Mr. Postecoglou, 43 points. How well has Anjun? Okay, he's gone. Oh, here we go. He's back again. Let's have a look. Yeah, so
apologies.
He was just bringing these stats up about how well Postecoglou's done in the Prem as a manager. 43 points, equaling what Pep has done. That is an absolute brilliant record, isn't it not?
Definitely. Is there background noise, by the way? If there is, I'll put it on to... Right, hold on.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So, yeah, cool. But I'll put the background noise on. Postecoglou's done fantastically well.
Cool. Good. Sean?
Yeah. I mean, it's a phenomenal record. And, you know, he's taken to the league like a duck to water. He gave us a brilliant pre-match press conference this afternoon. I don't know whether Sam got to see that, but he was very good. I'm more than happy. You know, I think we've done quite well out of the window. We've strengthened. We've got coverage for players that are currently away, and we've got some winnable games. There's no doubt about it. The games that we've got coming up are winnable games, and we've just got to get, amass as many points as possible, stay in there in the top 4, and who knows? Even Madison was saying post-match on Wednesday, we're not setting any ceiling. We're not setting any ceiling on what we can achieve this season.
Yeah, and the other thing as well, Sam, Wednesday, it sort of proved as well that we can get dirty, we can play dirty, because obviously Mopé, Tony and all them lot, I think majority of them Brentford players were trying to get players sent off. They were doing every dirty trick in the book. But we dealt with it, we come back to it, and then the reaction of the players after the goals at final whistle on social media, fantastic, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, that was a game we had to win. As I said, I think it's pretty much games all the way through now. You really want to be winning them all, but that does depend on the permutation. Sorry, that I'm sweating a little bit. It's a little bit warm. Let me just dab my brow. For those of you who don't know, I'm actually in Jamaica. Just dab my brow a little bit and take a little bit of beer. I've just swapped over for the beer now. Sorry. Now, in all seriousness, we have to win them games. We have to win all our home games. We've just got to make sure that when we perform at the best. Now the players are coming back. You know, Postecoglou even said we didn't make them half-time changes because anybody was doing anything specifically wrong, although it probably was because we would expect us to be winning that game at half-time. But the changes work. You know, Johnson starting on the bench, coming off doing what he did. Richarlison doing on performances 7-7 that he's got now. These players are all performing well. The drip feeding some of these players back. You know, Papa Sarr's going to be back for the weekend. Postecoglou said, yeah, he's had a long journey, but he expects him to be available. And interesting thing he said about James Madison again. They said something like, oh, he's pulled up the cramp and that. He said, well, yeah, but I hope he's playing because, you know, we play twice a week if we're going to be playing in Europe. So, yeah, he doesn't expect any difficulties from that. So, from that perspective, we've now got more of our squad back, 2 more players to come back. Arguably 2 of our better players, certainly got our captains to come back, and I think that we'll be on a big role coming towards the end of the season.
Yeah, I think Postecoglou, the Spurs players, the Spurs fan base, they've all been waiting for this moment where everyone comes back and then we can actually see the full potential credentials of this Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And Postecoglou said it as well. I think it was after the game. He said, you haven't seen the best of Spurs yet. He said the best is yet to come from Spurs. So it will be interesting. It will be interesting. So, Sean, going into tomorrow's game, table as it stands, Tottenham Hotspur are 4th on 43 points off the 22 games. Arsenal 46 points, Manchester City 46 points, Liverpool 51 points, Aston Villa 43 points. Liverpool, Arsenal go head-to-head on Sunday. So it's like you said, both of you said now, every game is now so vital for Spurs just to keep winning, just to keep putting pressure on the top 4. Surely, you know what I mean? It's great. I know Postecoglou's not saying much about it, but we're still in there. We're still in there.
He has said it. He has said enough. I remember in the last press conference, I think it was Moose from Talksport asking, you're probably not going to win the league this year, so is top 4 your priority? He's saying, oh, so you don't think we can win the league? The way he said it was like, it almost offended him. You know, because we are, 43, we've just got the figures up there, so 51 points. We are 3 points behind Manchester City, and they've played 1 game more than us. Arsenal, we've played the same amount of games, 3 points behind them, so if they're in the race, makes perfect sense to me that we are.
Absolutely, absolutely. Sean?
Yeah, Sunday's game is going to be pivotal between Liverpool and Arsenal, because I think Arsenal, if they're serious about winning the title, and they put themselves in the frame since the start of the season, they need to win the game. They can't allow Liverpool to win the game and go how many other further points ahead. Manchester City are sitting pretty. They've got a game in hand. Yeah. They're in second place. They're comfortably placed. They're playing really well. They've got a tough game on Monday. They go to Brentford, and Brentford seem to have the evil eye over Man City. So, who knows? All we can focus on is winning our games. By 2:30 tomorrow, UK time, I don't know what it will be in Montego Bay, but 2:30, I want us to have 46 points.
This is it.
And be level on points with Arsenal. Obviously, their goal difference is significantly better than ours. So, other than winning 9-0, which I don't quite see, I don't think we're going to move up a place. So let's just take the 3 points and keep the distance between us and Villa.
We could win 5-0, Sean, and they could lose 4-0. So,
So yeah, it's a 9-goal swing. So in all honesty, we're not going to get a 9-goal swing between tomorrow's game and Sunday's game. However, it keeps the pressure on Arsenal. If we get level on points with Arsenal, let's say they do this, because as I said, I'm hoping they do. I'd rather Liverpool win it. although saying that a draw will probably be the best result for us. If we go 1 point behind Arsenal after 23 games played, they won't be happy with that. The pressure will be on them. So as much as we've got pressure every single game and every team at the top, and that because the winner from this league is going to come from that top 5. There's nobody else in the running for this, in my opinion. But it all depends. The permutations have got to win on the weekends that everyone the teams play each other. So Villa play Man City or whatever it be, Liverpool, Arsenal, Liverpool, shall I say, we have to win our game against Everton. We play first, so we've got to do it.
It's one game at a time. Play your game, win your game, put the pressure on everybody else because you've got your points in the bag. Let everyone else come, then play catch up. And it's good in a way that we're first because we can put the pressure straight on the rest of the team. Right, so 63 times Spurs and Everton have locked homes or shared toffees. Everton have only won 9 times. Tottenham have won 30 times. At home, they've only won 5. We have won 10. We've won 20 at our place, and they've only won 4 at our place, 24 draws. Statistically, it's only going one way. Spurs have got a very good record against Everton, both home and away. And it's probably we're always having crap records against other teams, but this looks like we've got the ascendancy on Everton. So on paper, if we're going to look at it, even, you know what, not only on paper, even if you're looking at form, the way everything's gone this season, Tottenham are favourites, right, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the bookies would have us a slight favourite. So having said that, Everton have, they've hit a wall, but they're not conceding a lot of goals.
Yeah.
They're just not scoring goals. So they're drawing games. And I believe our last 4 visits to Goodison have all come away with a draw.
You shall see that as we move along.
I think we have. So, we don't tend to lose there, but we don't always win either. But we've got, as you can see from the history, we've got a really good record at Goodison. It's one of my favourite grounds to visit as an away fan, but that's not this year. It's not this season. Yeah,
I agree. Sure, Sam.
What was the question again? I lost a bit of concentration.
I'm just saying we've got
the record. Sorry, the record at Goodison Park. Yeah, we always play. We seem to get results at Goodison Park. That record suggests so. As Sean's already mentioned, the early season form, obviously after deducted points from Everton, has kind of dissipated slightly, and they're in the bottom 3 now, so they're fighting for the point that they can get. So I expect them to have a plan. Sean Dyche will have a plan, and I think they'll probably try and keep it tight and probably nick it. That will all change if we get that first goal, as we've always maintained. We score first against these teams, particularly away from home. They have to open up, and that should play into our hands.
Because after the results of Luton's performance the other day as well, and Everton drawing at Fulham, I think Everton are slowly going back under the caution. Pressure's now building back up on them. So they need to start winning games now, sooner rather than later. So it's going to be interesting. So, as Sean was saying, 7th of November 2021, 0-0 at Goodison Park. 7th of March 2022, Spurs 5-0 at the Hotspur Stadium. 15th of October 2022, Spurs won 2-0. 3rd of April 2023, it was a 1-1 draw. 23rd of December 2023, Spurs won 2-1 at the Hotspur Stadium. So in all meetings, home and away, we've won 4, drawn 1 of the last 5 games. Right? Which brings me on to what Sean was saying. The last meetings at Goodison Park, 2018, Spurs won 6-2. 2019 draw, 2021 2-2 draw, 21 November 0-0 draw, 3rd of April 2023 1-1 draw. So 4 wins, 1 draw in the last 5 meetings, both home and away. And at Goodison Park, as Sean said, 4 draws and 1 away win. Sean. So it is. We've got the ascendancy, but like you said, it's tough going to Goodison Park, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was at the 6-2 game, which was probably the last really good away performance by Pochettino's Spurs.
Yeah.
And I think I was probably at one of the others as well. But yeah, it has been quite difficult to get points there. And they've got they're a big team. They're a founding team of the Premier League. They've fallen on their uppers a bit. They're a wee bit concerned because they're in the frame again for more financial fair play or PRS punishment. I know that I think they're appealing today against the original punishment, so we might hear something over the weekend about whether their points deduction gets reduced. Hopefully they don't announce it before the kickoff tomorrow and give them a fillip if they get some points back. But yeah, let's just win the game. If you want to take a 1-0, I'll just take a single goal win because this is just about a massive of 3 points. I'd like to play better. I'd like to play like those first 10 minutes after the game on Wednesday night. If we could play like that for about 20 minutes, we could put the game to bed. But the day for Christmas wish lists are past now. We're into February, so we'll have to wait a while. Just win the game, Spurs. Just win the game.
Absolutely. Sam, last 5 visits at Goodison, 4 draws, 1 away win, 4 different managers. This will be the 5th manager. It's going to be a tough game, isn't it?
Yes, it's going to be a tough game because of the manager that we're playing against. Not so much the team. I think Sean Dyche, those type of managers know how to try and grind out results. He knows the situation that they're in. They will need to win it. They want to get 3 points. I think they need to get 3 points if they are going to win their home games. This is what they've really got to try and win their home games. So again, I expect it to be a close game, but I expect us to come away with 3 points.
Where are we now? Right. So, last 5 games, Tottenham beat Everton 2-1. They lost to us. We lost to Brighton 4-2. They lost to Man City 3-1. We beat Bournemouth 3-1. They lost with Wolves 3-0. We drew 2-2 with Man United. They drew 0-0 with Aston Villa. We beat Brentford 3-2. They drew 0-0. So they've lost 3, drawn 2, whereas we've won 3, lost 1, drawn 1. And again, they drew 0-0 at home to Villa. They lost 3-1 at home to Manchester City. And now they've got Spurs going to Goodison Park. So last 3 home games, they've not had it easy, obviously, in informed teams in City, Villa, and now Spurs. Is that will be pressure on Everton, won't it? They will need something tomorrow. And as David says here, Everton have a great support at home. It will be a physical game, which I'm not happy about, especially with our short turnaround. They've had a game as well, but they're at home. They've got a mass fan base, which is, sometimes it can be very gruesome going to Goodison Park. This is a must win game for Everton, in my opinion. Do you think they'll come out all guns blazing then to get that victory, Sam?
No, I can't see them doing that because they've had 5 games without a victory. So I can't see them coming out just going for it because that will play into our hands. And Sean Dyche is not stupid now. I think they've got to play the game. They're going to try and play for set pieces. They're going to try and get any opportunities to load that ball into the box. I remember the game we played against them. They were throwing crosses in, Calvert-Lewin and all the rest of that stuff. So again, depending on who's available for their team, and depending on how they play, we've just got to take our chances and not give opportunities. That's the biggest thing. Don't give goals. Take your chances, and I'm sure we can get 3 points tonight.
Yeah. Sean, they're at home, right? Sean Dyche will have been looking at how Spurs have played the last few games. Like we said the other day, every manager now has a plan. And the word that you used the other day, what was that word that you said? We outsmarted. Every team's outsmarting Spurs, right? Is it going to be another case of that tomorrow with Sean Dyche just sitting on his perils, waiting for that opportunity, set pieces? or some kind of mistakes or something like that to try and get a goal. Because if they try and go toe-to-toe with Spurs, it's not going to work, right?
It's interesting because if you look back to the league game at our place, they were actually on a good run of fixtures. They had a series of wins prior to playing us. We were the first team to beat them in a wee while. And they did come and they played open. And it was, you know, they gave as good as they got. You know, they could well have taken a point away from the game. But I think the fact that the results have gone backwards since they played us, they'll retreat. They'll look at what Brentford did to us on Wednesday night, and they'll probably play something similar. I don't think they'll go. I don't think they don't play a back. Do they play a back three? I don't think they play a back three, so they won't go to a back five. But yeah, they'll be a bit more canny. But they've got, you know, with McNeil and others, they've got, you know, people who can create chances for them. At the minute, though, Calvert-Lewin couldn't hit a barn door from 10 feet. You know what I mean? So we've just got to hope that continues, and that we keep them out. And we just got to, you know, make the most of our chances. You know, I want to see Werner or Brennan, you know, tearing up and down the wings and getting the ball across, and, you know, Richie to be on the end of the crosses, or, you know, the opposite winger to tap it into the back post. Whatever it is. Be interesting to see whether perhaps SAR's available, but we'll go into that no doubt with the team. I just want to just win the game. I mean, I'm not asking much, Spurs. Just win the game. I was going mad here on Wednesday watching the game on TV, screaming at the TV because we were just so lackadaisical. But, you know, I'll just have to calm down and just take our chances and get the 3 points. Try not to get any injuries. You know, that's all I'm hoping for.
So season so far, Everton 18th into the bottom three. Tottenham 4th. Won 8. We've won 13. They've drawn 4. Spurs have drawn 4. They've lost 10. Spurs have lost 5. Average goals per match 2.14. They've scored 1.09. Average goals conceded 1.5 to their 1.27. So they're conceding less than we are. 5 clean sheets. They've kept 8 clean sheets. They've kept more clean sheets than Spurs have. Chances created 2.23. Everton 1.95. So although they're struggling, Calvert-Lewin and all them lot, they're still almost just under 2 chances per match. Their biggest win 3-0. Spurs is 5-2. Worst defeat theirs is 4-0. Ours is 4-1. Sam, we keep going on about this. We keep saying this, but a team in the bottom 3 have kept more clean sheets than Spurs.
That's the concern for me, because our goals scored, I think, after Liverpool, Man City, we're 3rd, I do believe. But in goals conceded, we're alongside the likes of Man United, Newcastle. They've all had some beatings and stuff in recent times. But it's the goal difference, you know. We're outscoring teams. It's when we come to these crunch moments, these really games where, you know, not taking them chances. We have to make sure we are efficient in our attack and our defence. And at times we're not efficient in both. The fact that we've now got our full complement of centre-backs, I'm happy with that. But Everton, judging by what you can see in terms of any chances created, I didn't realise they were so high, which might make a difference in terms of how they approach the game. But I'm still going by the fact that in the last 5 games, they haven't won. So they might be a little bit more cautious about how they go about this tonight.
Yeah. And as David pointed out, they're only in the bottom 3 because they've had 10 points deducted. So if you put them 10 points back in, it's probably average season for them or business as usual for them. But because obviously they put 10 points, it's sort of a false thing, because look at that. They've won 8 games. They've lost 10, but 8 clean sheets. Their chances per matches is 1.95, and they're not conceding that many as well, Sean. So in theory, it's pretty decent, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look, the whole 10 points thing distorts their season incredibly. You know what I mean? They wouldn't be in the bottom 3. They'd be comfortable in mid-table. They'd probably be, I don't know, would they be on the coattails of Chelsea perhaps? I don't know. Probably round about that place, you know? So it's it's not it's we mustn't kid ourselves. This is going to be a tough game. I don't expect it to be. I'd love it to be like that 6-2 game, but I just it's going to be a tough game. We just need to cut out the silly mistakes that we seem to be conceding, or presenting the chances that we're presenting, and we need to just just be absolutely lethal when we're in front of goal. And that's it's not difficult to win games. Yeah. It's to know what to do to win games rather, but you just got to you can't be giving away the amount of chances that we're giving away and expect to win and progress up the table.
This is it. If you add the 10 points back to Everton, they would be 12th on 28 points, 3 points behind Chelsea. So, it's the way the cookie crumbles.
Listen, I don't think Everton are going to go down. I think the appeal. Well, this is the thing. If they do get that points deduction Everton, it's going to be a mockery for everything going forward. Because that means Chelsea have got a case. That means Manchester City will have a case. And all those other ones that are close to the mark have gone past that financial fair play. So I think from a Premier League perspective, I think it's going to be upheld because I think they're chasing after some of the bigger boys. And that's another story. That's another show to talk about that. So
yeah, I agree. Right. So in terms of team news for Tottenham Hotspur, as far as I'm aware, Ange said no fresh injury concerns. Obviously, Sessegnon is done, dusted. No idea what's happening with him. Lo Celso seems to be one match out now. Seems to be more and more. I don't know what's going on with him. Papastar comes back, and Postecoglou has said that he'll be in contention for tomorrow. So going on that, and performance on Wednesday as well. My potential lineup will be Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro, obviously Destiny at left back, even though he had a bit of a poor game on Wednesday, but it is what it is. Van der Ven, back five, doesn't change at all. I know people are crying out now saying, well, when does Sin start a game? But at the moment, you don't change something when it's working, isn't it? So we'll leave it at that. Bentancur in this position, I'm starting to think this maybe is not his position. I think he needs to be moved further forward, and I think Bissouma not being available makes a big difference. But I think Saul will take that role tomorrow.
Can I add something to that, Bentancur?
Yeah, go on.
I think as the same thing with Bissouma, when you have Sarr playing, I think that would be different for Bentancur in terms of how he looks in the game. Yeah. That position is quite difficult if you're doing it on your own. If you've got someone who likes it, who's got the energy, and Sean mentioned this a couple of times, who's going to be able to cover for you, covering them left back areas, covering that right back area, get up front to join the attack, in midfield, be in that one. Postecoglou works in a system which is almost like a total football thing. So people have to pop up in all kinds of places because of the way you play. So you need energy. That's another statement that we've been saying. And Sarr gives that more so in Højbjerg and Skip. So I expect him to be there.
Yeah.
And Bentancur to look better.
It's going to be interesting because obviously Højbjerg had a decent game up until the last 10 minutes. I think he played quite well. Skip, I thought, done quite well previous game. But I think Sarr, the question for me, Sean, is Sarr going to be fit enough to actually, because they went back to Senegal. The manager took him back to Senegal straight after the AFCON. Then he's come back here. Is he going to be fully up to it, up and running to start tomorrow? And I think if he does, I think he goes in Bentancur's position, and Bentancur and Maddison will play in that position. You think he'll start?
Well, he said they'll train again.
Yeah.
They were going to train again this afternoon. And he said Sarr was training with them. I mean, you have to take into account the humidity that they were playing in. Yeah. I mean, it was really, really warm in the Ivory Coast. And maybe he might not start. He might be on the bench. But if he is picked, I would move them all round one.
Yeah.
from the thing. I put Sarr where Bentancur is. I put Maddison where Sarr is, and Bentancur as the 8 on the right hand side. And it was interesting because when I was looking for Andy's explanation for his changes at half time on Wednesday, and he just said it wasn't down to the fact that Bentancur or Skip were playing badly. He said we just needed a circuit breaker.
Yeah,
you know, and sometimes, you know, he said they weren't playing badly. There was no reflection on them. We just needed to change things, and you know that was what I came up with, and it worked. So, you know, it wouldn't surprise me to see Sarr on the bench, given the distances he's travelled, the emotion of going out after extra time and penalties, as the favourites of the tournament as well, might be a bit much. You know, you need to take all these factors into account. But I'm you know, whatever Ange picks at 11:30, I'm more than happy.
absolutely. And question for both of you then. David saying here, Bentancur can only play the number 6 role in a double pivot or have Sarr alongside him playing box to box. Since Bissouma and Sarr have been absent in AFCON, have we realised now that Bentancur needs to have either Sarr or Bissouma next to him for him to get the best out of?
For me, size is the key component of how Postecoglou wants to play. And he's said that with regards to Lucas Bergwall guy that we've now got. Those players, he used Sarr as an example to kind of sell the club to.
Yeah.
He's an important player. I don't think we realised how important until he went, because I don't think the record has been fantastic without him. We've done well, but I think with him in that side, he gives us those legs, and more players that are now coming back to full fitness. Maddison's not back to full fitness. Bentancur was out for a year and come back, and then whatever had a setback again. So he's not up to full fitness. And we know about Skip and Hilda in terms of their abilities. So we had to kind of, and Postecoglou's done that, work around things. If you can get Bentancur, Sarr and Maddison in that midfield tomorrow, and they can perform, even if Sarr performs 80% of the level, I don't think the time difference is going to be a factor. The travelling and the emotion might be, but he's a young guy. I don't think he's probably as meaningful to him as it is maybe some of the others, because he's 20-21. He's got plenty of AFCONs to come. So I think he starts tomorrow. I'd like him to start, because I think that would just give us that extra dimension. He's been playing football. He's not injured. I don't think he fatigues. He's not injured. It might just be emotional factor, but I think he's probably got over that because of the age he is.
Yeah. And I think the love he's going to get when he's come back to Spurs as well. So I think he's feeling the love, the brotherly love from all of the players. Sean, front three-wise, I think Werner starts again because he had a decent game at Brentford. Obviously, Richarlison. Kulusevski, does he keep his place on the wing? Because he wasn't that good in that first half against Brentford. Sort of came better in the second half when he got pushed into the middle and Johnson went on the right. Does Johnson come back in, or does Johnson stay on the bench? I've gone with this 3 because I think Johnson might be a better tool to come on second half, as he did against Brentford with his pace.
Yeah, I think Kulusevski is key to Ange's ball. I mean, I'm sorry, he just covers an incredible amount of mileage, you know, and you know he is unpredictable. You know, I mean, we think he's predictable, but you know, you just never know what you're going to get with him. I do feel that he seems to be evolving into a number 10 rather than the right wing, but I think he'll start on the wing tomorrow, and possibly, you know, 70 minutes there'll be changes, movement about, you know, Kulu, like on Wednesday night, they move Kulu inside and bring Johnson on. Who knows? You know, it's all in the laps of the gods, you know. But I would, yeah. I mean, I do wish that Kulu could get a rest. I do wish, like someone else has said, Porro would get a rest. But I don't think tomorrow's a day for a rest, I'm afraid.
So, question to both of you then. Question to both of you, right? Sean, I know you've been saying this for a few weeks. Some of our players need a rest. Destiny needs a rest. Porro needs a rest. We said, who else did we say needed a rest? I can't remember. We said somebody else. Is Ange actually going to allow these players to have a rest, or is he saying, sorry, you're playing 1 game a week, sometimes 2 games a week. I need you all. I ain't going to make changes because you're tired, and I'm not going to bring a player in because I've got to settle back line. I've got to set up this. I've got to settle that. I'm not going to start mixing the jugular by just giving you a rest because you're tired. Is it going to be a case of you're fit, you're my first 11, you're starting, end of? Sam?
Judging by what Ange said in his press conference when he basically asked that question in terms of a settled 11, he kind of deflected that to say he puts out the team that he thinks is equipped to win. And that's what every manager should say. The fact that the 11 that start are probably the ones that are the better players. You'd expect that back five to be the back five because they're the best back five that we've got. There's nobody else that's going to come in on that right-hand side that's going to improve us. Roy's not going to improve us on the right, and nobody in our team at the moment is going to improve us on the left. The only consideration that we may have is Dragonson for possibly, Van de Ven, having come back from a hamstring injury. They might be monitoring that starting. Romero plays, he's going to be skipper. So no, I think he'll put out a team based on the fact that he wants to win the game, and that's it.
Yeah. Sean, are you going to get your wish then? Is Porro going to get a rest? I personally don't think so, and I agree what Sam said. Your best 11 starts regardless. You get your game. It's only last couple of weeks where we've got 2 games in a week. Now it's probably going to be 1 game without all the cups as well.
I think from memory, we've got obviously the Chelsea game will need to be rescheduled.
Yeah.
And I think I think West Ham's midweek.
West Ham's midweek, yeah.
Yeah, so they're the only 2 midweek games that we'll have. So I would say he's gonna find a team. He will tweak it. I mean, he'll have more choices as well. So you might find that Werner comes off the bench. When Son comes back, for example, or so they will get their rest. I don't know whether the drop off from Porro to Royal is just too much.
Yeah.
But there might be games where Royal, will be more than adequate to play at right wing back. He certainly started the season there, and he scored against Brentford. So it's not completely foreign to him. But I would be reluctant to try it on a game like tomorrow, away from home, or against a City, or against an Arsenal or Liverpool. You know what I mean? So I think he gets to play. He doesn't get his rest tomorrow, Pedro, and I hope he finds the top corner again like he did against Burnley. That would be nice.
And can I just add to that? The one thing I would say about, I think he's going to always start that back five. But what we can have, and this is confusing for me saying about 15 goals. 3-1 against Brentford, you could have made some significant changes in that game, possibly brought off a defender. I know they did anyway, because they were trying to save the game, but there was opportunities to bring someone off after 60 odd minutes, particularly if you're at home and you've got 2-0 pushing 2-goal lead with 65 minutes gone. That's when you can do that. Because players don't need as much rest as we think, because they're monitoring these things scientifically. They know if they're close to the red line. They know how close it is. And as long as they get enough, even if this was when people make them substitutions, why are they only coming up for 5 minutes? That 5 minutes added into the addition of time is a percentage difference that we don't know makes a difference to us, but it makes a massive difference to those in that top echelon of professional football.
And I think it's also as well, do these players actually want to rest? Is there like the Porro and that going to say, but Gaffer, I want to rest? No way. Because you look at Porro play, you look at his attitude, you look at his professionalism. That does not look to me like a player who does not want to play. That doesn't look like a player who wants to sit on the bench. That looks like a player from start to finish is giving 110% for this football club. Not in a cat in hell's chance is Pedro Porro going to say I want to rest. No way whatsoever. So brings me on to the bit where which everybody loves, is the score prediction for tomorrow. And people in the comment section, please, if you want to put in your score prediction for the game at Goodison Park tomorrow, Spurs to win, Everton to win, or is it going to be what always happens at Goodison Park, which is a draw? David Clark, the players have only had light training and a 2-hour training session every day and the other 22 hours free from work. Not a bad life. I think they can recover. Don't you? Don't you? Don't you? I agree, 100%. But it's hard work playing PlayStation as well, you know.
That's exactly right, what David's saying. You kind of think, oh, they're being overplayed. That's what they do. That's what they train every day for. They know how to do these things. And these are professionals. They can play the game every single day. Obviously, there would be consequences to that at some point, but they can play every day because they train every day and they train with intensity. So you just got to tailor your training to how many games you've got. Simple.
Yeah, agree. So, 4 draws in the last 5 meetings at Goodison Park. Sean, what are you saying then tomorrow will be the outcome come 1:15, 1:30, 1:15, 2 at Goodison Park tomorrow?
A narrow win. 2-1.
2-1 to Spurs?
2-1 to Spurs, yeah.
Lovely. Callum Roche is saying here 0-2, a rare clean sheet and 3 points for us. Okay. Mr. Miami Vice, what are you saying?
Mr. Sam Spurs coordinator. I'm going for a 2-0 Spurs win. I think the same as what the last comment said. I think Everton are struggling to score, although they might create, and I think we're going to have a better. That's the thing that I think I'm just going to drill into these players. Listen, for us to win games like this, away from home, we have to maximise our chances and minimise the mistakes. And I think that's going to be drilled home to these players, and I think 2-0. And I'm going for goal scorers. 2-0 Werner. I don't know why I've said that, but I'm going to say that. 2-0 Werner and Bentancur.
Bentancur and Timo Werner. Lovely. Do you know what? It's going to be a tough game. Everton obviously fighting for their lives.
Put in your mind, Madison is on the bench.
Madison and okay.
Werner.
Cool. I think it's going to be a tough game. Going to Goodison Park, obviously, all our away games there have been draws, 0-0s, 1-1. So it is going to be. They're obviously fighting to get every point they can, but I think we've got the run at the moment. We're playing well. We're not playing well. We're still grinding out results. I can see us winning. My only question is, and I've said this week in, week out, is this clean sheet, man. We're giving too many opportunities to teams. Every team that plays Tottenham are thinking we can score. And they bloody are. If they're not scoring, we're bloody helping them score by giving away stupid back passes or whatever we do, you know, silly mistakes. So I think Everton at their place, though, this is a problem, isn't it? It's still good. I'm still going to see. I think I agree with Mr. Callum Roche and you, Sean, Sam as well. I think we'll keep a clean sheet. I think Spurs will win 2-0. And he has to score at his old ground, doesn't he? Richarlison, like he did at Hotspur Stadium. So I think Richarlison will score. And
you know what? As much as I'd love him to, I think he'll be so desperate to score, but that's probably why he won't score. It makes sense. I just think he'll play well, he'll put himself about, but if he does score, you know how he's going to be celebrating.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to be trying too hard because he's got his goal at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. He played well. So I don't think he'll be trying too hard, to be fair. I think he's got over that now. I think he's now playing as a team, as part of a team. So he'll do his best. He'll try and score, obviously, and he'll get everything involved. So I'm going with 2-1 to Spurs as well. David Clark is funny. The goals we concede end up in Christmas crackers as jokes. Love it. Right, so guys, everyone's going for a Spurs win. So by my calculations, as you said, Sean, 2:30 tomorrow, we should still be in the top 4, level on points with Arsenal before they move on to the game on Sunday, and then we just pray they draw against Liverpool or get spanked. Lovely. That's what we want.
We want to draw, man.
Yeah, we want to draw. But I think there's going to be a winner in that team. I think Liverpool are going to be a hard team to crack. However, Nunes is not, apparently Darwin's not fit, so at least the crossbars are saved at Emirates then for the weekend, so it'll be good. Guys, everybody in the comment sections, thank you for joining us. Please make sure you subscribe to PRTV Spurs, smash that like button, and make sure you give us a follow. Sean, thank you. Mr. Sam Spurs for Jamaica. I don't know if you're feeling hot, or if it's hot in there.
I just want you to all have a look. You know what I mean? Have a look at some of that. Have a bang on that, people. Have a bang on that. See?
Lovely.
Some people might have thought it was a fake background.
Not at all jealous. Not at all jealous.
Yeah, not at all. When you back then?
I'm not telling you when I'm back. Don't want to be thinking about that shite now.
All right, cool.
I'm back Wednesday.
Okay. Listen, have a good one. Enjoy your holiday. Make sure you drink lots and get lots and lots of whatever you're doing up there for. See your family and everything else. Sort that Sky dish out as well.
It's tuned in for tomorrow.
Yeah. There you go, Sam.
When are we going to do the review show, guys?
Reaction show?
Yeah, reaction show, yeah.
Tomorrow afternoon, late evening if you want.
Easy with me.
Yeah. Sam, are you available for reaction?
Do the same thing as you did today, and I'll see what I can do.
Okay, cool. Cool. You have fun.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining us. Have a great Friday evening. And as always, as we say, come on, you Spurs!
Spurs!